Alright guys, I wanted to do another video game review today, and I went ahead and picked out a GameCube game, Day of Reckoning 2. Now, this is probably one of my favorite GameCube games. Just a picture of the back here, hopefully not too much glare. As you can see, you have Muhammad Hassan, Eugene, and can't even tell who that is. The Hurricane, maybe? You got John Cena, Hogan, and Batista. And this game is one of my favorite GameCube games because it's kind of the last of an era, at least in my mind. I've always been a huge wrestling game fan. I've been playing wrestling games since regular Nintendo, with the WrestleMania Challenge game or whatever it was called, and those games were complete crap. But then you had the Super Nintendo with WWF Raw, Royal Rumble, and then they made those really bad arcade games. And then, you know, the Nintendo 64 was the peak, in my mind. It was the prime for wrestling games. I thought it was just the best era, not just because wrestling was hot. The games were amazing. No Mercy, NWO versus WCW Revenge, World Tour, all of those games were just so good. And once the GameCube came out and you had the Xbox PS2 era, PS2 was doing the SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain type games, and GameCube was doing the Day of Reckoning, WrestleMania 18, 19, or WrestleMania 18, 21, those types of games. And the Nintendo games still had some of that, I guess, THQ gameplay. Let me see. Yeah, THQ, where you would just hold down the button for a strong grapple, and then you press the L button to break a grapple, you press the R button to block a punch. Just like the typical wrestling game from the Nintendo 64 era. And sadly, as it got further and further away from those games, Day of Reckoning 2 was the last one. Now, it's nothing like those games, which doesn't make any sense to me because they're still considered by fans of wrestling and fans of fighting wrestling games in general as the best. They are the best, the No Mercy Nintendo 64 era. And Day of Reckoning is still a really good title. There are people who choose to play this over the Wii versions or the newer games. It's just the fact that the roster doesn't get updated that holds it back. But this game is really awesome. I have the roster up here, so just a few of the names that you get, because the game came out in 2005. So you're going to get guys like Heidenreich, JBL, Kenzo Suzuki, Orlando Jordan, Paul London, Rene Dupree, Snitsky's in this game, Regal, Carlito. So it's just that type of era. And it was a really good era for the games. There was still blood in the games. It has all your match types. You got the cell, the cage matches. There was weapons. And there's even legends you can play as. Let me see. You get Hogan, Stone Cold, Mankind, Bret Hart, and The Rock. So this game really had it all in my mind. The create a character mode is really awesome. Here's another shot of the game. You can create a really in-depth character for this game. It has the story mode in it, and just overall, when WrestleMania 18 came out, I'll probably do a video on that GameCube game in the future. It was like the first GameCube wrestling game. And I bought it as soon as it came out because I hadn't played a wrestling game since the Nintendo 64. We finally got one for the GameCube, and it just really was lacking in a lot of areas. So over time, as they got better and better, we got Day of Reckoning 2. Excuse me. And I thought Day of Reckoning was an awesome game too, and the sequel just improved upon every single aspect of it. So I really love this game, and it's sad that the games have gotten so far away. There's a lot I haven't played. I haven't played any of the Wii wrestling games. I haven't played WWE 12. I thought about getting it, but since I have the Wii, I hear the Wii version's not as good. There's no downloadable content. There's no online play. And it's just more disappointing stuff for Wii owners. So I just recommend that if you have a Wii or a GameCube and you don't have this game or haven't played it, you can probably find it for like $5. Definitely get this game. It's an amazing experience. And also, because I've been doing these video game reviews and I noticed that I did DS, 3DS, and Wii, and now I'm doing GameCube. I'm going to go back through my collection and try and do a Nintendo 64 game, Super Nintendo game, and then a regular Nintendo game as I go through these reviews, just to add something new to the channel. I'm still going to do all the wrestling videos, SmackDown, TNA reviews, and all that stuff, but I just thought it'd be fun to do an extra thing on my channel for video game reviews, and it's something I have a ton of. I've got so many video games, it's crazy, and I just want to go through and kind of talk about some of my favorite ones. So that's it, guys. I hope you liked this review. Leave your thoughts on it in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.